Once upon a time, in a kingdom not too far away, there were three best friends: a brave little mouse named Mart, a clever fox named Emma, and a strong bear named Luna. And Max, well, he was a silly goose who always got into trouble because he couldn't control his flapping. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, they all lived in a giant treehouse with their friend Gus the Owl. But that's a story for another day. Now, one morning, while playing hide and seek, Mart found something shiny under the tree. It was an old shoe that seemed to be glowing with magic. He put it on and, wouldn't you know it, he started jumping so high he touched the clouds. Wow, what a magical shoe. Of course, his friends wanted to try it too. But the shoe had a funny quirk. It only worked for one person at a time. First, it was Mart's turn to jump among the clouds and have fun. Then Emma tried it, and she jumped so high she could see everything from above. And finally, it was Luna's turn, but just as she put the shoe on, a loud squawk echoed through the air. A crow swooped down and snatched the shoe right off her paw. "Hey, that's our shoe," cried Mart, but the crow just laughed and flew away. "Up the windy hills we go to get our shoe back," said Mart, and off they all went. The crow flew over a babbling brook and across a field of flowers. And every time he landed, he teased them with riddles. "I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?" The friends looked around and realized it was a map. Then the crow took off again, and this time they followed him to a big, dark cave. "I'm scared," squeaked Mart, but Emma bravely led the way. The crow flew deeper into the cave, and when he finally landed, they saw it was full of sparkling gems. "Ooh, shiny," gasped Max, and he started flapping his wings excitedly. But a big rock fell, blocking the entrance. "Don't worry," said Emma. "We can just dig through it." So they all started digging, but rocks and dirt kept falling, and they couldn't make a hole big enough to fit through. Just when they were about to give up, Luna had an idea. She took off her backpack, turned it inside out, and made a funnel. Then she put the shoe on, jumped as high as she could, and landed on the other side of the rock. "I did it!" she cried, and they all cheered. But then the crow took the shoe and flew away again. This time he led them to a tall oak tree with gnarled branches. "What do we do now?" asked Mart. Emma looked up at the branches and saw lots of little birds sitting on them. She took off her scarf, tied it to a twig, and made a flag. Then she put the shoe on and jumped as high as she could. As she floated past the birds, they all flew into the air, circled around her, and sang a beautiful song. When the music stopped, the crow took the shoe and flew to the highest branch. "Come and get it, if you can," he cawed. But when Mart put the shoe on, he didn't jump up. Instead, he felt a funny tingling sensation and grew a pair of wings. Wow, he breathed. He flapped his new wings and soared through the air with the others. They played and laughed as they flew around the tree. And although they couldn't get the shoe back, they had so much fun with their new magical wings. From that day on, whenever they felt like it, they would put on the shoe and fly to the enchanted oak tree. They learned that even though the crow was naughty for stealing their shoe, sharing magical things with their friends made the adventure even more fun. And that, my friends, is the power of friendship. The end.